You have to hold.
Good morning to everyone present here. To begin this auspicious occasion, we will start the ceremony with the invocation seeking the blessings of the Almighty for the success of this conference. I now invite Ms. Chetna and Ms. Ishashri, 4th semester MCA students, to kindly come forward and render the invocation. Simultaneously, we request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly proceed for the lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the dispelling of ignorance and the illumination of knowledge. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward.
ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ನಮನ ನಿನಗೆ ಮಹಾಗಣಪತಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ ಲಕ್ಷ ದೀಪಾರ್ಚನೆ ದಿವ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ. ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ನಮನ ನಿನಗೆ ಮಹಾಗಣಪತಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ ಲಕ್ಷ ದೀಪಾರ್ಚನೆ ದಿವ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ. ಮಹಾಗಣಪತಿ ದಿವ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ ಮಹಾಗಣಪತಿ. ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಗಣಪತಿ, ಕೈಲಾಸದಿಂದ ಧರೆಗಿಳಿದು ಬಾ. ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಇಳಿದು ಬಾ ಗಣಪತಿ, ಕೈಲಾಸದಿಂದ ಧರೆಗಿಳಿದು ಬಾ. ಬೆಳಗಿ ಬಾ ಹೊಳೆದು ಬಾ, ಬೆಳಗಿ ಬಾ ಹೊಳೆದು ಬಾ ಗಣಪತಿ ಗಣಪತಿ. ಮುತ್ತಿರುವ ಕತ್ತಲನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡುವ, ಮುತ್ತಿರುವ ಕತ್ತಲನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡುವ. ಬಾ ಬಾ. ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ನಮನ ನಿನಗೆ ಮಹಾಗಣಪತಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ ಲಕ್ಷ ದೀಪಾರ್ಚನೆ ದಿವ್ಯ ಗಣಪತಿ.
Thank you, Isha and Chetna, for the melodious invocation that has set a positive and graceful tone for today's ceremony. The lighting of the lamp signifies the beginning of this academic gathering dedicated to knowledge, innovation, and collaboration. A very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the Department of Master of Computer Applications, RV College of Engineering, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the inaugural ceremony of the 6th IEEE Conference on Expert Clouds and Applications, ICOECA 2026. Before we proceed, I would kindly ask our esteemed dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. I'm Arya, 4th semester MCA student, and it is my privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for today's inaugural function. It is indeed an honor to welcome our distinguished dignitaries on the dais, esteemed speakers, respected faculty members, researchers, and their students who have joined us for this prestigious international conference. ICOECA serves as a significant platform for bringing together academicians, researchers, and industry professionals to share insights, exchange ideas, and explore emerging advancements in expert cloud technologies and their applications. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you and thank you for being part of this important academic gathering. To formally welcome the gathering, it is my honor to invite Dr. K.S. Geeta, respected Vice Principal of RV College of Engineering, Executive Chair of ICOECA 2026 to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning to one and all. It's a moment of great pride and pleasure as we gather for the inaugural ceremony of the 6th International Conference on Expert Clouds and Applications, ICOECA 2026. Today we stand on the threshold of a new era in the distributing computing with the role of expert clouds transitioning from a theoretical convenience to a fundamental architectural necessity. With the advent of AI, today in a landscape where real-time decision-making and data-heavy intelligence systems are paramount, this expert cloud serve as a cognitive backbone of modern infrastructure. So we know that today the knowledge-based expert system is predominantly scaling everything, being coined as an everything as a service, XaaS being the keyword now, which are able to deploy the autonomous, self-healing, and highly resilient applications. So these applications ranges from predictive healthcare analytics to decentralized industrial IoT, not merely optimizing the processes, but they are fundamentally redefining how humanity interacts with technology. Now, till now, we were thinking that cloud is only for data storage, but now it is becoming a backbone of all AI applications. Now it is the AI operating systems. These clouds are being mostly utilized as. So from end to end, you will have the expert cloud being the backbone of today's AI systems as well. So it is very, very predominant that it is this spirit of innovation that has brought us all together. So to begin our formal proceedings, I'm honored to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Subodh Gajare, Chief Architect and Innovation Head at Cisco R&D, who was supposed to join us at least virtually through a Google Meet. However, due to his pre-scheduled commitments, he is not able to join us. However, we would be showcasing his words through the presentation shortly. So we are truly privileged to have a leader of that stature from industry to deliver the keynote address today. Next, I extend a very warm welcome to our Honorable Principal, Dr. K.N. Subramania. Sir, your visionary leadership and unwavering support for research-driven initiatives have always been our guiding lights. So as token of our deep gratitude and respect, we present you a book. I will extend a warm welcome to Professor Ande Dharani, Local Chair, ICOECA 2026. Madam, with your constant encouragement and meticulous planning, this conference has been a reality. I extend a warm welcome to Director of Department of MCA, Dr. Jasmine, who has taken up initiative to provide all the necessary arrangements so that this conference has become a reality. My heartfelt welcome to all the senior professors, Professor Rusha, and her dedicated faculty members and staff of MCA department whose hard work behind the science have been the foundation of this event. Heartfelt thanks to all the deans, HODs, and of all the departments who have participated today and made this welcome address, welcome of this inaugural ceremony a grand success. Nevertheless, all the participants are the main backbone of any conference to be successful. And I heartily welcome all of you this morning, this is a Monday morning where you are all with the fresh minds so that you can absorb maximum extent to the knowledge what has been shared in these 3 days. So have a wonderful stay and see that you converse and interact with the speakers so that you can get the maximum benefit out of this. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring words and for setting a wonderful tone for the conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, I now invite Dr. Deepika K., Associate Professor MCA, Organizing Chair, ICOECA 2026, to kindly come forward and present a token of appreciation. A conference of this scale requires significant and tremendous effort, vision, and dedication. To share insights about the conference, its objectives, and the journey behind organizing ICOECA 2026, we now invite Dr. Jasmine K.S., Director, MCA, and Conference Chair to give the insights and statistics of ICOECA 2026.
Good morning to all distinguished dignitaries, speakers, faculty members, researchers, industry experts, and dear students. It's my privilege as a conference chair to briefly share about the conference ICOECA 2026, the 6th International Conference on Expert Clouds and Applications. is organized by Department of Master of Computer Applications at RV College of Engineering, Bengaluru, in association with IEEE SMC, Systems Man and Cybernetics Society. The conference is being conducted from 9th to 11th March 2026, spanning 3 days of technical sessions, keynote talks, and research discussions. ICOECA 2026 is organized in a hybrid mode, enabling participation from both in-person attendees here at RV College of Engineering and online participants from different parts of the world. This format allows us to connect a broader global research community and encourages wider academic collaborations. ICOECA has steadily evolved into an important international platform for researchers, academicians, industry professionals, and students to present and discuss their innovative works. The conference focuses on emerging areas such as cloud computing, artificial intelligence, data analytics, intelligent systems, and advanced computing applications. All paper publication sessions are arranged in these areas. The theme Expert Clouds and Applications is particularly significant in the current technological landscape. Today, cloud platforms have become the foundation for scalable computing, AI-driven applications, large language models, and intelligent digital services. So these technologies are driving innovation across multiple domains, including healthcare, finance, education, manufacturing, and smart cities. There are 6 papers presenting offline and 45 online sessions in which 245 papers are presenting in the next 3 days. Regarding the conference statistics, the papers received is 1,195 and 5 papers are not considered because of the more plagiarism, and papers totally rejected is 936, paper accepted it is 254, so acceptance rate is around 21%. Papers registered is 251. So the review process was carried out through multiple review stages to ensure the quality and relevance of the accepted papers. We are honored to have our distinguished speakers and experts from academia and industry joining us for this conference. Our chief guest, Mr. Subodh Gajare, Chief Architect and Innovation Head at Cisco R&D, will be joining online via Google Meet to deliver the keynote address shortly. His talk is expected to bring valuable industry perspectives to this conference. We are also privileged to have our international speakers, Professor Pascal Lawrence from the University of Haute Alsace, France, and Dr. Valentin E. Ballas from Aurel Valecio University of Arad, Romania, whose research contributions are widely recognized. Over the next 3 days, ICOECA 2026 will provide a valuable opportunity for knowledge exchange, networking, and collaborations. In this context, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to IEEE and IEEE SMC, our institutional leadership, and the Conference Advisory Board, Organizing Committee, reviewers, faculty members, volunteers, and students who have contributed their time and effort in organizing this conference. I encourage all the participants to actively engage in the sessions and make the best out of these 3 days. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us a clear perspective on the vision and significance of ICOECA 2026. It is now time to introduce our esteemed chief guest for today's inaugural ceremony. We are honored to have Mr. Subodh Gajare, Chief Architect, AI and Automation, and Innovation Head for Emerging Markets at Cisco R&D with us today. To formally invite our distinguished chief guest, I invite Dr. Usha J., Professor MCA, member of the Technical Program Committee, to deliver the introduction.
Good morning. I am extremely privileged to read out the profile of our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Subodh Gajare. Here is his profile. He is the Chief Architect, AI and Automation at Cisco R&D, USA.
He's been the innovation head for emerging markets. His industry experience expands over 32 years. And his key responsibilities include planning and designing multi-architectures and delivering solutions to meet customer outcomes. He leads Automation Office to develop Gen AI tools and agentic frameworks across industries like healthcare and etc. He also develops full stack enterprise solutions spanning data center automation, zero trust, and secure cloud. He is also responsible for building talent pipeline of developers, architects in Gen AI Ops, DevNet, SecOps, and mass-scale architectures across industry verticals. His core domain includes AI tooling and frameworks, SDN NFV, industrial IoT, mobility, 4G to 5G, 6G transformation. His project works and contribution includes cross-architecture deployment for global clientele, to name a few, Jio, Adani Energy, Aramco, NSE, etc. He has compiled around 150 white papers, troubleshooting and design guides. He has co-authored 34 patents in areas of AI/ML, LTE, 5G, rooted optical systems, AI threat response to IoT, cloud security, and agentic AI tools. He has championed the IAI and DevNet ecosystem for cloud service providers. Subodh is currently focused on designing, incubating Cisco AI, enterprise 5G, secure cloud, and IoT industry solutions. He represents Cisco at multiple industry summits like Cisco Live, Cisco Connect, partner summits, and software forums. He is a contributor to MPLS, SDN, NFV Congress, IoT SWF, Mobile World Congress, Google Cloud Next, etc. He is a very active member in IEEE. He has been recognized as a distinguished engineer to evangelize emerging trends with industry use cases. He works actively with most IITs, NID, ISB, NIT, and NIRD to build centers of excellence research labs in their campuses. He contributes to many programs from IIM, ISB, IIT by conducting case studies and workshops on site. He has delivered many AI models, AI tools, quantum tech, and sustainable DC for STEM universities in India, Japan, USA, Germany, Singapore, and Australia. He is passionate and committed to be the bridge between STEM schools and industry across the globe. His community contributions include as a deep tech mentor to NASCOM, FIDE for incubating startups to nurture India's techno innovation. The core outcome is to incubate for India's scale and citizen outcomes. He is responsible to architect the blueprints for digitization across industry verticals. He is an active volunteer to India Stack in creating mass-scale architectures for financial inclusion. He contributes to policy-making bodies, think tanks in India, global like FIDE, CSTEP, World Economic Forum, etc. Subodh thrives on continuous learning, incubating solutions for humanity scale. He seeks every opportunity for building India's digital public goods securely for mass scale. We are indeed in honor to have such a distinguished personality amongst us. Unfortunately, he is in transit from San Francisco to East Coast currently, and he has sent us his recordings for the conference. Over to you, sir, for the keynote address.
My partner here who reached out, Dr. Usha, and the entire MCA team of RVCE College back in Bangalore, and I hope all of you are doing great. And as I said, right, when you participate in conferences or tech summits like the ICOECA, you not only broaden your horizons, but I think most important, you get the confidence that that little idea, the research paper, the little idea which seemed half baked in the labs, but has immense potential out in the application space, in the testing space. So basically, the industry lens gets polished, and most important, you also begin to realize that what you have really in your mind has an appeal in the marketplace, in the business world as well. So this is pretty much going to be our landscape. Why is it important? What are those e-corporate shifts going around in the marketplace? Okay, and that will be the first 4 to 5 minutes. Then we deep dive into AI, clouds, big data, analytics, IoT, all the the highlighted technical fields which you have in the 2 tracks. How are they driving the business or the digital models in the digital economy? And last but not the least, we will tie this all around with how upskilling with a growth mindset is a perfect nexus. Okay? So when you see this slide, and this is a very popular slide going around in most of the industry summits, what comes to your mind? For example, let's take the top left example. And this is how I would read it, and this explains the most important concept in the digital economy. And I'll come to that, but to understand the literal meaning of that concept, we need to understand all this businesses going around. We live in this age of hectic e-commerce, which is now pretty much, I'm sure in India back there, you also have quick commerce, right? We have the Swiggy and the Blinkits and the Zomatos promising you 12 minutes, 15 minutes, which is, not even something which is probably 1/4 of the time you get in India. But in US, sometimes we really don't get everything back at say 2 or 3 hours. So India is raised from e-commerce to quick commerce at the flip of switch. It's amazing. But when you look behind how these companies operate, so for example, let's take the top left example here on the slide, Uber. So Uber is the world's largest taxi company, but it owns no taxis. Not a half inch of metal is really owned by Uber. You cannot walk into a car showroom called Uber and buy a Uber car, but it's pretty much the world's largest taxi company in probably record time. And you could apply similar logic to most of this, and I'm sure there are probably 10 more important examples. For example, you could say Swiggy and Zomato owns no hotels or restaurants, but is the world's probably now largest quick commerce company. So whether it's Swiggy, Instamart, Blinkit, I'm sure all of us as Indians, we are spoiled for that. So I think what we're seeing really is the power of platforming. And that's the phrase or that's the concept I wanted all of you to get. So when you think about platforming for the digital economy, it really begins that way. You build your infra on a platform scale. So for example, the reason Uber was working was because there was internet, there was GPS, there were apps. So Uber did not build a separate virtual private network for itself. It only built the app, but it built the app as a platform on which services could be exchanged between the consumer and the producer. That's point number 3 here. And it always assumed that you would be online and connected to the internet, whether on a laptop or a tablet, or obviously on the most portable device, IoT device you carry, which is your phone, which can host the app. And once you have the app with ubiquitous connectivity, which is connectivity everywhere. So if you're say outside the metro area and suddenly your 5G dips to even 4G, 4G advanced, or even 3.5G, you still have connectivity, and you can derive the value from the Uber platform. And as more and more people get onboarded, there's a network effect. And that's the 4th and the most important point. Once you build a platform on the cloud with ubiquitous connectivity, the value gets created in the iterations. And that's what producers and consumers are all about. So that's the power of platforming. So if you now go back and look at all this, these are nothing but platform providers, really, and that's what we say. So when you say platform now, and when you break the word cloud down, we're talking about infrastructure, software, and most important, we're also talking about the platform itself being given as a service. So while you will not own the platform, but you can subscribe to the platform through your phone, and you can give feedback, and the more feedback you give, and millions of millions of people get onboarded, the value gets shared by all the people on the platform. So that is the concept of platforming for the digital economy. It's a very powerful concept, and not many people really seem to realize it. People still think, oh, the reason Google, Meta, or for that matter, Amazon, the Netflixes, the Apples, they're nothing but Apple. You cannot distill Apple as a device provider or as a music company or as a software company. It's a platform company which gives you all of these things. Okay. So if you're not realized, this was Dr. Quashram. He is the founding chairman of the World Economic Forum. And as you all know, the World Economic Forum is a global meet in Davos, in Geneva, and probably the third week of January. All the business policymakers, the think tanks, and obviously the industry and the government leaders of every country, probably 190 odd countries in the world on this planet, get together and they cogitate. And the fundamental theme this year was we're turning from a world of data to a data-driven world. And Dr. Schwab, in his keynote, really talked about how the industrial revolution itself has traversed. So, for example, a lot of people call the internet as a third, somewhere between the third and the fourth industrial revolution. So we have the steam engines, electricity, mass production, factory assembly lines. And now with AI, IoT, massive IoT, advanced IoT everywhere, and now even quantum knocking on our doors, we're really looking at the future. But it comes in gushes. There's no uniformity about it. And depending on where you are on the adoption scale, you could sometimes be an early adopter, you could be someone who will wait and watch and then adopt it, or you could be the last laggard. But nevertheless, we are turning from a world of data to a data-driven world. So let's look closely at how is this transition happening, right? So digitalization is really driving business transformation. If you look closely, just maybe 3 decades ago, we had fixed computing, which means servers, mainframes, and even mini-frames. I'm sure from the student community, not many of you have really probably even experienced mini-frames and mainframes, but IBM, Hewlett-Packard used to have mainframes and very specific or esoteric languages. Around 2010, the cloud platforms, the public, private, hybrid cloud platforms started getting. The numbers multiplied to almost 10 billion endpoints. Around 2018, just before the pandemic, crypto, massive IoT, 5G to 6G, or 4G to 5G to 6G, the blockchain concepts were getting seeded. And now, as you look at this, from a computing scale, we have crossed the human to machine already. We have touched probably 70 billion machine connections. I'm saying on a planet of 8 billion human beings, we have crossed 70 billion, but the future could even touch 5,000 billion. Now, every industry is structured differently. There's oil and gas, there's energy, there's healthcare, there's agriculture, there's transportation. Within transportation, you could have surface transport, airways, ships, boats. Within energy, you could have oil and gas, drilling, mining, and so on, utilities, right? So let's look at something which is very native to everyone. So I've taken transportation and that to surface transportation, which means what we call as cars. How did cars come? And on the top of this axis, you see human-enabled rickshaw, where human was the engine or the horsepower. From 35 plus years ago, we then embraced the gasoline car, and then we had partially hybrids, the electric car, and slowly but surely we are sharing about to maybe 5 to 6 levels of the autonomous car now. And I know the word autonomous car, self-driven car sounds very science fiction, but for those of you who have heard about it or have been here any time in the Silicon Valley, it's not very uncommon to have a Waymo from Google or Uber or a Tesla, someone who would have a partially driven autonomous car. So the past and the future, if you plot that on an x-axis, so on the top you have transportation mechanisms below. I've just taken the liberty of enterprise apps or devices. Slowly but surely, earlier we were coding, we were configuring through command line interfaces, which means you had to know very specific commands or languages, say like C, CBank, Java, Python, have very specific environments, say Node.js, enterprise Java Beans. Then we have devices, then we have clouds in which, once you have established connectivity, your public cloud, your private cloud takes care of it. Then, as I said, AI itself is now in its second avatar from conversational pre-trained transformer mode of chat GPT, in which you're just chatting as if you're chatting with human beings. We then shifted to Gen AI with AI Kanban, so many other things. And then we are also now, so most of the industries or the enterprises are also thinking about agentic AI, which is nothing but stitching together various AI platforms and automating a lot of work. So that's how, so from the left to right, as I would read, you only get more self-organized, if I may use the word, you only get more reliable, and of course you get efficient. As far as that scale keeps moving, the technology and the innovation and the human value is intact. In no way does it mean that humans are getting replaced or humans are getting disrupted in any way. Yes, jobs will change, the titles will change, the skill sets will change. The same person pulling a rickshaw is now enabled enough to use a cell phone or a smartphone and book a Uber car for herself or himself. So that's how you should look at. Very glad to see those cloud banking applications. Again, you would look at, say, a car like Tesla or the next generation Beamer or BMW, or even, say, closer to home, to India, you think about, say, a Mahindra or I think there's one by Tata Harrier as well. Think of them as, really like your routers. I mean, if they are connected to the cloud, the control plane, the cognitive function is shared not just by the driver, but you also have a private cloud owned partially by, say, Google or Amazon and shared with car OEMs, giving you various tips on driving. Everything is integrated. So it's like control panel shared, and your transportation itself gets clouded. The car is literally on the cloud many of the times as you're traversing kilometers across the country. Data plane, yes, that will have probably 25 onboard MCUs or or OBUs as we call them, onboard units on the car, microprocessors, making all the decisions about your tire pressure, oil pump pressures, everything, your air filters, music systems, infotainment, directions, navigations. Everything is being done at the data plane, but the control plane could be shared. And it's pretty much that's what software-defined networking or software-defined vehicles is all about, right? So multi-cloud, AI needs multi-clouds or public-private clouds, secure clouds, and intelligent clouds. So these are pretty much the 5 essential things which are the foundation pillars for AI. Security, it has to be secure. You have to reinvent the network or the cloud on which AI is based. You have only then can you unlock the power of data. You need good data models, and then most important, whichever enterprise is using AI, you have to make sure the customers, internal and external customers, derive value from it. Right? And that is when you increase the pace of innovation as well. Say the power of platforms, and then when you put IoT sensors, and then you have ubiquitous connectivity, clouds everywhere, whether it's private, public, or multi-cloud, a lot of things can be achieved. And that's what I'm driving at. Right? So the value is not about really the AI bots or the IoT gadgets or everything about the clouds around you. It is not just about connecting to the cloud itself. It's about insights on the data and the services you can enable. And that remains fundamental. Okay? Let me give you one more real, and this is a live example of the biggest boom in e-commerce, which is witnessed only in one country on the planet right now, and that's India. The QCom, as we call it, the quick commerce, right? So if you thought that when you click anything on, say, Amazon or what is it, Zepto or Zomato or Blinkit, leave aside quick commerce, but even the basic e-commerce, you cannot have a human being go up and down a floor because those warehouses are at least 4 to 5 story is high. I'm talking really about big citywide warehouses, for example, Bengaluru could have at least a giant warehouse on the outskirts near the border in Hosur. Mumbai would have in Bhiwandi, Delhi would have in Gurgaon or in Noida. Hyderabad would have somewhere near, just the outskirts at Secunderabad. So many places, right, for your daily essentials. So think about it. That's how far you would go. On the same note, if you really look, a nice way to look at telecom mobility, right, or mobility or telecommunications, every 9 to 10 years or every decade has been the next generation. Hence 1G, 2G, 3G. I'm sure none of us are interested in what happened before 3G, but I just put it for historical references. So starting from early 2000s, especially for the students, that's pretty much the time you were all born, you pretty much were assured in a data-driven mobile world. 4G was all about long-term evolution. So between 3G and 4G, esoteric or legacy protocols, I think, which were used in mobile telecommunications networking, got replaced to the Internet protocol. So all of you know the Internet protocol. The fundamental building block is TCP for transmission and IP for numbering and routing. So TCP/IP at the transmission and networking layer is the major differentiator between 3G and 4G. With 4G, you laid the foundation as a platform so that you can go for complete digitization of factories, automobiles, healthcare, agriculture, especially mining, energy. That's what we started seeing around 2019 and 20. And India now, I think more than probably 50% of the country already industries and enterprises on 5G. Phenomenal advantages being seen. So what do you think 6G is all about, right? So 6G could be, say, I think the next evolution where 5G gets, first of all, reaches critical scale about 75-80%. Okay. All right. So that's what we'll all talk about, and I want all of you to get that's the journey we're talking about. So as you move, you're really moving from data to information, knowledge to wisdom. And this is really my final slide to you because I wanted you to get that there is never a threat about AI killing jobs. It's about disrupting, but for good, right? Just like computers and computing machines disrupted the office spaces, the banking, the healthcare, the agriculture to make it more efficient. All right. On that note, I again thank Dr. Usha, the principal of RVCE, Dr. Subramanya, and all of my fellow colleagues here at ICOECA. And I urge all of you to immerse yourself in the conference and derive maximum value. All right, have a great time. Signing off. Welcome everyone. This is the goal, and I'm really excited to be part of this ICO.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address. Your thoughts on AI, automation, and the evolving landscape of cloud technologies, along with the importance of innovation, research, and collaboration between academia and industry, have provided valuable inspiration for all of us gathered here today. We are truly grateful for your presence and for sharing your valuable insights with us. Before we proceed, I once again request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly take their seats on stage. As part of the conference inauguration, we now proceed with the release of the conference souvenir and proceedings. For this, we invite the publication chairs of ICOECA 2026, Dr. Divya TL, Assistant Professor MCA, and Mrs. Uma Shankari, Programmer MCA, to kindly come forward. We also request our dignitaries on the dais to release the conference souvenir and the proceedings. Thank you to our dignitaries and publication chairs for this significant moment marking scholarly contributions to ICOECA 2026. It is now my privilege to invite the principal of RV College of Engineering, Dr. K.N. Subramanya, who also served as the general chair of ICOECA 2026 to deliver the presidential address.
Namaskara. Good morning to all of you. Very happy to be here this morning. So let me first of all thank and congratulate the MCA department for continuously organizing this program. We are doing this for quite some time. I think it all started from Deepika. So mainly I think she connected the initiation in the beginning. I think it's continuously going on. It's one of the sustainable models we are looking into it. So we were talking about work from home for the employees. In fact, conference also has become work from home now. I think there are more online papers than offline papers. So people in the house sitting even attend the conferences. So that's how the whole world is moving. And I think the keynote address was excellent. But I don't know how many of you understood all the things in this. Because the people who are sitting here, majority are computer science. Electronics looks to be very less here. And all the telecommunication, I am not finding anybody here. So that means we are still talking in very silos, okay? Whereas we are all users of all these kinds of things, starting from your Swiggy's to Zomato's to Uber every day. And without our notice, we have accepted a lot of technologies. We don't know whether you like it or not, what are the challenges and opportunities, but still we accepted everything, no? When it comes to an institution or an organization, we try to question a lot of things about the data and the information. But when it comes to your social media, I don't know how many are bothered about your data. Without your notice, a lot of your data is already there. There we don't ask about security at all. But when it comes to filling some data in an organization or give a data to your Aadhaar card, I think we have a lot of people to comment about that. I think this is a dichotomy I see in the country. Fine. We were also a little bit scared maybe long time back because we have a data center in the same building, which we did more than 15 to 16 years back. We did a data center. And we had made a lot of kind of analysis whether to go for a data center or to go for a cloud. Okay, this was a big question mark. I think we had spent a lot of time calling a lot of people. And we had spent during 15 years back only, we had spent almost on 3 crores on this center. Okay, now it will be very, very costly. So the problem is that we neither completely accept the technology, nor we are completely manual in nature. We are all stuck in between. So whether to go for a cloud or not is still a big question mark. Because what happens is, people say, okay, security is an issue. Actually, as a decision maker, I feel cost is an issue for me. In fact, if you look into the data center, what we have versus the cloud, which you are doing with our SAP in the college itself, we find that the cost is more than 8 to 9 times we are paying. Okay, so while cloud provides a good integration of all the kind of data in one place, but still it is not economical for the medium scale sectors and the individuals. Okay, individuals, you have it, but somebody is paying for you, actually, you don't know. So that's a problem. Maybe in an organization, if you are there, you will try to realize that still is a question mark on whether data center is anyway private cloud only. You are going to have a localized one, but still is it secured or the global cloud managed by somebody is, in fact, you know, it is a cloud for you, but somebody should have a data center, no, to manage all those things. So somebody in a bigger way is maintaining a data center actually. In fact, we went to San Jose to see the Oracle data center. Oh my God. Huge. This whole of the data storage hole for the world, whatever they do, is a total of this building itself. You could see, I could find more of mechanical there than computer science. I found more of electronics than computer science there because you need such a big coolers, huge. So even today, the problem with all these kinds of things is your energy consumption. That has not come down still. Energy is a huge area. Either it's a server or your workstation or your data center or a cloud. The kind of energy which you are spending, that too with your GPUs, okay, where you want faster pace of getting the results by processing. So I feel that still we are not energy efficient in all those things. So maybe other supplementary field which has to be worked along with this, what technology you're talking about, the energy itself. Because everybody wants faster information, faster decision making at the cost of the society itself. Because they're predicted, if you have GPUs across the world, do all your LLMs and all those things, by 2050, you don't have even power for us. That's the kind of energy it will be consumed by all these, either the cloud or your GPUs or LLM processing, whatever it is. So please, already we have a climate action problem. That means the temperature of the universe is getting increased. With this, it's going to further increase. And you have a cooling system. Again, to want to have a cooling system, you need power. So it is a typical chicken and egg story, where to stop and where to start. So that's why people say that somehow we should be in a position to look into having a non-conventional energy sources. Will be the only alternative. Out of that, the bigger one could be a solar itself. So can we run all these things through solar is the one people are looking for. Otherwise, with the conventional electricity, even for, in fact, EV, they say, no, he showed EV technology. What is as of now EV all about? You are again using the conventional energy to charge. So obviously you are spending more. So they say if everybody starts using a EV vehicle, by 2050 again you have a power problem because you are using the conventional energy. Conventional energy is depleting. It could be water, hydroelectric power plants, or it could be coal mines, or it could be nuclear is a little bit dangerous, which people don't want to do it. So obviously coal mines are getting depleted. Hydraulic is totally going down because of the climate action. In fact, Karnataka is the biggest consumer of the hydroelectric power plant power, but because of the variability in the rainfall, we are not in a position to get even the right kind of a power. So where do you go for if all these things go? Then you are consuming total of these cooling systems, the air conditions, or could be the other kinds of energy, the lighting, the heating. So these are some of the issues which actually, when you're progressing with the technology, people say that even in all these areas, they use something called the green computing, wherein how to consume, reduce all these things they've been doing, but a common man doesn't know all those things. All of you keep, I don't know how many, in fact, whenever I'm not using the mobile phone, I switch off my internet, 5G or 4G, whatever it is, I switch off. Because at least so much each person can save. Otherwise, if I am having that in the all condition, across the world, what are the things which the apps which comes, it will be there in that. So in this room, I don't know how many, because you want everything, click of a button, you keep it on. So that is, you can imagine so many billions of people using this. So many apps are running somewhere. What will be the energy? So these are the simple ways I feel that while you're using the technology in to a greater extent, where we can save as an individual is very, very important in this era. Otherwise, let me tell you, we'll all become slaves of technology. And if something wrong happens, everything will stop. Everything will stop. Nobody can do anything. So now things are happening in a right way. We should also add value to that and see wherever the concept of an optimization is very important. By nature, Indians, because we are a cost-conscious society, we are optimal in nature in whatever activities we do. But the next your generation, which has come, where you are not seeing the economic problem, majority of the people are not seeing the economic problem because your parents have struggled, now they are giving you all the things. Then what happens? You are thinking everything is available, just like that. So now what happens? The concept of economic nature may not come in you. If the concept of economic nature doesn't come in with us, let us not talk about other countries where the population is less. Okay? Because they can manage all those things. But we cannot manage because ours is a total heterogeneity, the mass, the volume, everything is more. So maybe being an educated, we should try to see that how can you save all these things wherever possible. If you don't save that, one fine day, if you don't have a power, you should not be astonished. It may happen if you are left and right using all these things like this. Right? I'm sure many people have two mobile phones, correct? People have 3, 4 vehicles in the house. It's called a societal Taguchi's last function. Okay? At the cost of individual optimization, we are sacrificing the societal needs. Or the societal needs will not be in a position to meet. So if everybody works for the need, we will be doing a good justice. If you work for the greed, I think this earth is not sufficient. They say if every Indian starts consuming like an American, they say we need 10 earths. That's the way they consume the resources, and they tell the rest of the world about sustainability. Okay, it's very sad to learn sustainability from America. They are the most unsustainable country, actually. So we simply ape the West because there are a lot of good things in the East, actually. Let us try to look into it. And with all these things, what's happening? We are losing, he showed one slide, beautiful slide, human to machine, correct? Connectivity. But machine connectivity has become more than the human connectivity today. So there are a lot of good things. Instead of sending a mail and talking, I can just call and say, this is what I want. Whatever is possible within 1 minute or 1 second, you are trying to put all the technology into the place. So you should also know ABC classification of the data, information, and the knowledge and the wisdom, whatever he showed. Where to use what is very, very important, which we are not aware as of now. This needs a lot of awareness. Otherwise, we will be simply losing all our resources, which will not be there for the next generation. So please keep this in mind. Well, technology is very, very important for the growth of any nation, but the other part also has to be taken, because all these technologies have been developed by people, and now people talk about sustainable development goals. What it says, save everything, they say finally. Save the earth, save the resources. But one end you are trying to spend all the things. So there's a dichotomy in whatever we are doing actually. So maybe you should strike a balance between the two. Say how much of technology should be there, how much of human effort should be there, and where to draw a line. All the things, whatever the West to do, we may not need here, but all the things we are doing, they also may not need it. We don't know. So let us worry about wherever we are staying. So while cloud, I have a simple straight example. Cloud and data center is like a rented house and a own house. That's all. Okay, the cloud is a rented house. I'm sure people, elders who are staying in the rented house, what is after a rented house, tell me? You pay money, at the end of the life, nothing is yours. You keep on paying money. You are paying more money. You stay in a rented house for 30 years. Okay, versus a build a own house. What happens? That's a precise thing. To have a data center within yourself or to have a cloud. Initially, the operating expenses will come down. If you are in a rented house, you don't have to build the house, correct? Somebody has built. But in a own house, you have to build. I think that people don't want to do it. So, but in a long term, I think if somebody talks about the life cycle cost, you do an exercise. If somebody has stayed for 30 years in a rented house, then you have a own house. Or you lived in a rented house for 10 years and go for a own house after that. Please calculate the cost. See which one will be more beneficial, because it is the own house will be beneficial, which is even there for the next generation, correct? All your elders have done the houses for you. So this is a typical concept. But at the same time, what happens is not just a physical asset we are looking for. Data is very huge. Data is very huge. So that's why people feel that we should have a centralized place to look into all this data. That's where the clouds, the expert clouds are going to play an important role. Expert cloud, no, I think they are going to segregate, because healthcare needs certain things. Now, as of now, if you take everything is there everywhere, correct? Now you have to segregate all those things. Healthcare people need something, logistics people something they need, manufacturing needs something. So I think that's where people are trying to make it as expert clouds. Putting a domain, over and above you put all your cloud technologies, over and above you put AI tools, and then the decision making. So that's what people are going to work for. I'm sure yours is the generation you have to look more into all those things. Let me tell you, all these things are typically interdisciplinary in nature. The way the expert explained today is totally interdisciplinary in nature. If I ask a computer science student, I want to apply all these things to logistics. Fundamental problem with you is you don't know what is logistics, first of all. If I ask you to make it to a telecommunication network, you don't know fundamentals of electronics itself. How do you do it? So you're doing a super layer of all those things, but the domain sits at the back or the bottom. So if you want to become a good engineer, I think this is the domain plus your skill of what all the programming you learn, the front end you learn, the back end you learn, everything will be applicable, and then you can design a good system. So please make whole of your studies interdisciplinary in nature, whether you are taught in the syllabus or not. Somebody talks about a blockchain technology for finance. I've seen many computer science students do that kind of thing, but he doesn't know what debit and credit also means. You develop a blockchain for finance without even knowing the domain, how it works. So then what happens is your knowledge, whatever you develop will be half knowledge only. Because there are some people, a common man, he knows more finance than you. So that's why please learn whichever domain you like to work. Please learn that domain very well. And then go for applying to all those things. Your software part should be huge and it will be very good. In fact, that's why in our country what's happening is these are all, we have made it silos. That's why we are not getting any best product from India. Whereas if you take other countries, there will be a total interdisciplinary in nature. In Germany, if you say, they themselves call as an engineer. They don't call I'm a mechanical, I'm an electrical engineer. They say engineer means you're supposed to know everything. So that's the way, please learn that, because if you do these things, integration becomes all this easier. Otherwise, whatever development of the softwares you do, according to me, it will be a waste. Nobody may use it. So please keep this in mind. This is a very good area of looking into the expert cloud, and hope some works will come out of this conference even in our college. And whatever help you need from our side, we are always there to help. Once again, congratulating the Department of MCA for inviting me here. Let us wish you the best of luck for the 3 days conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that motivating and visionary address. As we approach the conclusion of this inaugural ceremony, it is time to express our gratitude to all those who made this conference possible. I now invite Dr. Ande Dharni, Professor MCA, Local Chair of ICOECA 2026 to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this inaugural function of the 6th International Conference on Experts, Clouds and Applications, ICOECA 2026, organized by Department of MCA, RV College of Engineering. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to RSST Trust, which always supports for all the endeavors, whatever we take up. At the outset, I would like to express sincere gratitude to IEEE and IEEE Systems Man and Cybernetics Society, SMC, for their valuable support, sponsorship, and encouragement in organizing this international conference. Their continued commitment to advancing technology for humanity greatly inspires for global research community. I extend our heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Subodh Gajare, Chief Architect and Innovation Head at Cisco R&D, for the insightful and inspiring address. His thoughts, sir, your thoughts and on emerging technologies and innovation have truly set the note for the conference. And our sincere gratitude to our beloved principal, Dr. K.N. Subramania, for presiding the inaugural function, and also his constant encouragement in supporting research and academic initiatives. His talk has already set the note for giving from data to cloud to all the societal concerns which are going to come up. Many openings are there for the researchers to take up in this conference. We also thank Dr. K.S. Gita ma'am, Vice Principal RVCE, for the warm welcome and continued support in making the conference possible. Thank you very much, ma'am. A special note of appreciation goes to Dr. Jasmine K.S., our conference chair, for presenting the overview of the conference and her support. We gratefully acknowledge the efforts of advisory committee, technical program members, and reviewers whose contribution ensured the academic quality of the conference. My sincere appreciation to the organizing team for their excellent coordination. Thanks to Dr. Usha J, Technical Program Committee Chair, for planning the technical sessions, and to Dr. B.H. Chandrasekhar sir, Web Chair, for managing the conference website. I would also like to thank Dr. Divya T.L. ma'am and Uma Shankari, Publications Chair, and Savita Shilaman ma'am. Along with them, I like to thank Professor Prashant K., Track Chair, for their contributions in organizing the conference proceedings and technical talks. Our appreciation goes to Professor Savita Shilaman and Gayatri ma'am for the stage management, Mr. Santosh Kumar GV for hospitality arrangements, and Minister Ganesh and Nataraj sir for managing the YouTube live channel. We also thank Dr. Nagamani ma'am, HOD for Department of Telecommunication, for facilitating the seminar hall, and special thanks for Shantarangana Swami ma'am for all the support rendered in happening for us. And thanks for Ms. Rudat and Media Cell team for their continuous support. A special appreciation to Ms. Arya for serving as MOC, and to Ms. Chetana and Ms. Isha Shri for the beautiful invocation rendering. My vote of thanks doesn't come to an end if I'm not taking a special thanks to Dr. Deepika K, who was the end-to-end coordinator for this particular conference. She is the backbone. She has never given up. Main coordinator of this event is Deepika ma'am. Thank you very much for making this happen again. Finally, my sincere thanks to all the deans, HODs, faculty members, staff, and students, authors, and participants whose collective efforts have made this conference possible. Thank you, one and all. I conclude my vote of thanks and looking forward for all the technical sessions and the keynote talks where we can converse in detail. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this gracious vote of thanks. We would like to express our special gratitude to Dr. Ande Dharani, Professor MCA, Local Chair of ICOECA 2026, for her constant guidance and dedicated efforts in the successful organization of this conference. Thank you, ma'am. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony of the 6th IEEE International Conference on Expert Clouds and Applications, ICOECA 2026. We thank all the dignitaries, speakers, and participants for being part of this prestigious event. We wish all the delegates a productive and enriching conference ahead. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Also, a small announcement. There is refreshments being arranged outside, so we kindly request the participants, delegates, and the audience to please